Hey, what's up? Ethan here with a short video on a Yamaha DX100 that I've refurbished a bit and is up for sale. So, this DX100 is fully working. The battery, there's a coin cell battery that's usually soldered to the board that has been replaced, and when I replaced it, I added the coin cell holder to the bottom of the board. So in order to replace it again, only the back has to be removed and the circuit board does not have to be removed out of it. Usually it's on top where it takes a lot more disassembly to get to it. So that's been corrected. Also, the volume slider has been replaced, the original one. The top, I don't know, probably 20% was all dead. So this is a brand new part from Germany to match the original specs with no static. The original, it wasn't staticky, but it just had a dead zone at the very top of it, so I didn't even waste time trying to replace that. All functions work. The keyboard, I completely pulled off all keys, washed every key individually. So those are all clean. The actual L keys work, except for on the lowest C here. It registers up here, but not so much down here, and I think it's actually because of warpage of the case. It isn't really visible, but that's my guess. So there's a couple caveats I'll mention here. So one thing is, when I got this keyboard, some of the screws are missing or wrong. So it had been opened before. It had the standard error on it with the battery dead error. And one other thing I stumbled onto, which it took me a minute to figure out what was going on, but it actually wasn't a original issue. And that is, it kept saying the battery error even after the battery is swapped. And that is actually because if you use a power supply with these, it's not fully isolated, where the ground pin is earth ground. When hooked to other audio equipment, you get a ground loop, so it'll trigger that error. So for anyone that might come across one of these where you've got some problem where it's the power switch doesn't seem to work, it doesn't cut it off, and it always says that the battery's bad even after being replaced. If you're using a non-original power supply that isn't just a transformer, if it's not fully isolated, you'll get that. So check your power supply. Otherwise, it's a very clean unit. It has the studs on the ends. I will say that internally, most people aren't gonna go this detail, but internally, the actual mount for the keyboard, the studs where I think the keyboard was originally mounted look like they're gone or broken. You can't really feel any problem with the keyboard itself, but I think that makes it sit just a little bit differently, and maybe that's why the lower keys don't work. And it might just be an age thing because the plastic ages. With these, people would use them as a keytar with the straps, I guess. So they might have had a little bit of a rough life. Both the modulation wheel as well as pitch bend work. And so I have a couple banks FM. It's similar to, I guess, your 4-operator FM Synth. So it's the smallest, most compact, original, old school Yamaha you'll find outside of a rack module. I keep landing on the same patches here. And sorry, I don't have the audio patch through directly to the camera or anything like that. I'm not going to go crazy on editing it. But yeah, all functions seem to work. Played with a bunch of the FM operator stuff. The actual original battery door is in place and everything. I did remove the foam on that. It's crusty. And like I mentioned, it's shy of some of the screws. I didn't put the ones that didn't match in, and I'm going to try to find work-alikes that are very similar to the original. I don't want to put in highly incorrect screws because it runs a risk of tearing up the plastic that it driven into. So that would lead it to damage. So there's a little bit of tape residue. I think someone had taped the modulation or something. So I will try to get rid of that before sale. But yeah, overall it's a really groovy box. I'm kind of hard to let it go, but I have too many. And so yeah, I just need to not hoard them all. It's cool though. And the actual circuit board inside is actually marked that it is for the DX100 as well, and I believe like the DX27. So they use that same internal board. Screen is good and vibrant, and the data entry, there's no this is the original data entry potentiometer, but there's no errors in it. It runs really well. It's really nice. I did clean it just in case. Audio out's good. MIDI in and out, I've tested those, and I did test the foot switch. It does have a breath controller thing similar to like a DX7. The contrast wheel has been cleaned, and that functions 100% good for the screen. I also tore it all down and cleaned behind it so that there's nothing cruddy in there. But yeah, really cool, neat DX Yamaha. So I guess that's a rundown. Any questions, hit me up, let me know. I did not build a cable for cassette load. I think I reset it with SysX, or maybe I just did a factory reset because this one has them all in ROMs. I don't think I had to reload it, or I can't remember now. Maybe I did reload it from SysX or a factory reset on the front keyboard. Yeah, I think everything's ROM'd on it. Cool unit. Where's the bass? Alright, yeah, so anyways, up for sale.